One of the career fields that promises a very bright future is that of digital marketing, and we're on it here at MCC. We may have just what you're looking for. We're going to discuss digital marketing education at the college, a certificate that you can earn, and potential careers in the field. Coming up next on MCCTV. If you think you may have an interest in digital marketing, a certificate program in the field at MCC might be what you're looking for, and we are here to discuss what's happening at Metropolitan Community College in this field with Kim Whiteside. Kim is the Director of Workforce and IT Innovation, Corporate Online, and Victoria Novak back with us, Director of Workforce and IT Innovation, Corporate Training. So I'm anxious to dig into this. As I said, Victoria's been on the program before, but maybe just a little bit about yourselves and then we'll jump into the topic. You want to start?
Sure, absolutely. So as the Director of Workforce and IT Innovation Corporate Training, our purpose really is to engage with business partners and industry in our community to upskill and backfill their workforce with really the type of training that they need to close whatever skills gap they have. And it's anything from IT to construction and forklift to emerging technologies and the future jobs that maybe haven't even been created yet.
I don't recall. Your background here at the college is what? How long have you been here? And
I have been here just under 2 years.
Under 2 years.
An exciting ride.
That's great. Are you from here? Or?
I am.
Yeah.
I'm a South Omaha girl.
I recall that now.
Yeah.
And Kim, what about you? Where do you hail from?
So I hail from Omaha, Nebraska. I've been here born and raised, and I have been with Metropolitan Community College. I'm approaching my 5-year mark.
5 years.
I am looking forward to celebrating 5 years with the college. And I started as an instructional designer, and now I'm Director of Workforce and IT Innovation, the corporate online aspect. And so what we do in my area is we take the information that organizations and industry gives us in terms of what they need and what they want their employees to have in terms of skills, abilities, and knowledge, and we turn that into courses that we can offer online. So those courses that are online can be accessed anytime, anywhere.
So Victoria, if I'm hearing you both right, what you're doing is more along the lines of talking to local businesses in terms of maybe putting them together with the college for this kind of thing, and then you, Kim, are once that's determined, you're working with them in that sense to develop the curriculum?
Directly, yes.
Yeah.
Develop the curriculum.
I would say so. I would say so. I see Workforce Innovation Division's main purpose is to make sure that we're building strong partnerships with our community partners out there, because we know that there is a talent need. And so Kim and I work very closely together where some of the training can be delivered on-site, off-site, or a hybrid of. This area of corporate online is really meant to be specifically for online, easy accessibility, and some companies are not interested in doing on-site and off-site. They want something that's solely online. And so we work very closely together to determine what modality that type of training is best for.
And we're talking about, this is a new enterprise here at the college, a new 9-month digital marketing certificate starting in 2020, right?
That's correct.
So what is it about? If I'm a student and I'm interested, what will happen?
So the certificate program is focused on digital marketing. So digital marketing is any kind of marketing that takes place online. Usually you're using some sort of digital device, and then you are using the internet to promote a company, promote their services, connect with customers and clients. And so this 9-month certificate program focuses on specific aspects of digital marketing and gives individuals the tools, the knowledge, and the experience so that when they are working in a company, they can take whatever the company's messaging is, they can take company branding, and they can make those connections with individuals, company customers, company clients, other businesses, and make sure that that word gets out using digital tools.
And I would say that the beauty of this program is our partnership with Facebook. And so to be able to have a partnership like that, along with their education partner, PathStreams, we're able to take their programming, work directly with them to make sure that it's customized to the way that we want to deliver to our students, and then have their brand and MCC's brand next to each other to show that this is high quality. That's very exciting for us.
But a student learns more than how to utilize Facebook as a marketing tool, right? Although Facebook is the partner along with the, what is this PathStreams thing?
So absolutely. So when it started with Facebook, they were interested in making sure that there is a pipeline of individuals who are experienced and knowledgeable in digital marketing. And so they came up with a design for this 9-month certificate program. And based on their design and their expertise in that field, then PathStream took that information and worked with them to create a curriculum. So the 9-month certificate program is based on what Facebook knows in terms of what would make an individual or an organization successful in the digital marketing space. So then we are working with PathStream and Facebook also to take the curriculum that has been delivered and deploy it to participants and people who are interested in developing those skills and that knowledge.
Sure. So in a sense, Facebook is kind of the parent, and PathStreams is the intermediary that you work with, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why online? I mean, you alluded to it. Why online exclusively to do this?
I'm going to lob that one back over to Kim. That's her area.
Yeah, so if you're talking about digital skills in the digital space, there's no better place to learn that than online. Also, one of the things that we know is that online learning, not only is it growing, but it's anticipated that most learning in the future is going to be online. If you talk to any individual about something that they may have learned recently and you ask them how did they learn it, they'll tell you, I Googled it.
Yeah, you bet.
They'll tell you, I went to YouTube and learned how to do it. So this is learning of the future now. So we are providing people not only with information on how to become digital marketers, but also how to learn online, because that's a skill that is going to take them, through their lifelong learning period.
Sure, we were joking about my bow tie, and it's not a pre-tied bow tie, and I said, well, you got to spend some time on YouTube, so you can learn anything online almost.
Absolutely.
That's right. And again, when we're talking about providing the best high quality and customer service to our partners, not all businesses have the ability to have their employees leave work.
There you go.
And so this is another opportunity to make it a little bit more convenient for them to really receive the high quality training that MCC offers anyway, but to do it where it's convenient to the employee and the employer.
Absolutely.
That's shorthand for nights and weekends. Right?
Yes, and if you have a cell phone in 15 minutes, if you're an employee and you have a 15-minute break, you can take 5 or 10 of that on your cell phone and maybe learn or complete an exercise. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I guess what I was getting at is, even though obviously we're talking about online skills here, you could learn online skills in the classroom as opposed to by yourself. I guess that was what my question was about.
Sure.
And that's what you're talking about, right? You're going to do this by yourself online.
Absolutely. Actually, no. So one of the best features that we have for corporate online at MCC is that the learning is facilitated. And we know that that is best practice in online learning.
What does that mean? What does that look like?
So you have an instructor that's in the course with you. So if students have questions, if they are posting in a discussion, if they need additional information, if they need examples and more guidance on an exercise or coaching, there is actually a live individual in the class that's helping them with that.
Communicating via text or phone even if you want or not, or what?
Those are options, but it's usually in what we call a learning management system. And so that's the learning environment. It's actually it's an electronic digital environment in which people are learning. And so here at MCC Workforce Innovation Division, we are using the most trusted learning management system to deploy this 9-month certificate program. And so the participants are all in a class together online with the instructor, and the instructor is engaging them in all of their learning as they're going through the 9-month program.
All online together, but maybe not at the same time, kind of thing?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
So what is it that the local business community is looking for in terms of
Ooh, that's a
talent?
loaded question. Well, I would say critical thinking skills,
Absolutely.
creativity, engaged individuals that understand how to work within a team and communicate, right? So there's those skills. As far as the digital skills, it can range anything from your Microsoft suite of products to programming, to the digital marketing and advertisement. So, and then of course you could look at the labor market and you can see a variety of other industries and what the needs are out there in healthcare and transportation. But really
this
it's
focus
a
is
variety, but this focus really is around the digital skills.
digital skills?
Absolutely.
What kind of companies need these kinds of people?
Oh, small, medium, and large.
Absolutely, just about anyone. If you don't have what they call a digital footprint in the 21st century, it's almost like you don't exist. So even if you're a small company, there's usually someone that is responsible for, well, get us on Facebook, make a post on Twitter. And so what we're doing is we are providing those individuals with the skills and best practice so that they have the knowledge and expertise to do it well.
It's really interesting as you watch this whole thing develop as a consumer, how traditional business propositions and their marketing is moving in the direction of, well, let's say like Amazon is like owned the order something, get something in the mail kind of thing. But
Yes.
I mean, you got grocery stores doing this, and
Absolutely.
everybody's kind of following suit.
Yep.
Yes.
I would say, when I look at this program here, especially the way that we've priced it out, and really thinking about how MC serves students with relevant education to a diverse community of learners. That's part of our mission. And so when you think of some of the small businesses out there and how we need entrepreneurs to really start and grow their business, this type of program at such a good value is going to allow, especially those small and medium companies, have individuals come in and learn these skills to boost what they need to grow their business. And so large companies and their marketing departments may have a need here, but I think nonprofits, they also
Yes.
have to have this social footprint. They have to be able to tell their stories.
You bet.
And so you want them to be equipped with the type of information on how to do this in a high quality way. Instead of having to limp along and learn it by themselves, this is an opportunity for them to grow in a variety of ways.
Rather than assign it to somebody that isn't equipped to do it, really.
Absolutely,
Right?
yes.
Fascinating stuff. You mentioned the value of it. You want to talk more about that?
Sure. Cost-wise?
Yeah. I think that's what you alluded to, right?
It is.
Yeah.
So we have this program costed at $2,970,
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken. It is for the entire program. And then we will have some scholarship opportunities,
Yes.
some discounts available. This program has also been approved by the GAP Assistance Fund, which is available to the community colleges in the state. So individuals who qualify for that program will have this program fully funded as well.
Yeah, and I think one of the values that we bring is that cost. It's less than $3,000. And if you look around to any kind of certificate program that's 9 months or even some that are 6 months, we're talking double that price.
Really?
So we are providing exceptional value for the knowledge and the experience and what the individuals will build as they're going along in this 9-month program.
It starts in January 2020, and we'll be sharing this beyond that date. So how do people find out about these opportunities for help on cost?
I would say the easiest way is to go to our website, mcccorporateonline.com. That's where we list everything that we offer. And then, of course, they can contact anybody in Workforce Innovation Division, and we'd be glad to share.
Absolutely. And we have an email address, which is corporateonline@mccneb.edu.
Want to do that again? Corporate Online?
Yes, corporateonline@mccneb.edu.
Okay.
Yeah,
And you'll find everything you need there for the possibility of getting some assistance.
absolutely.
So I take this class or this course, 9 months. I've got my certificate.
Yes.
Probably as valuable as a degree, almost, right? In
Absolutely.
terms of starting a career.
Yes, I would say so. Because not only do you get a certificate of completion that says that you've completed this program that was designed by Facebook, you also get a digital badge, which is a micro credential. So this is something that will be portable for any individual who has participated in the program and completed it. So it's online verification of what you've had to learn and what you've done. It's evidence of your learning so that you
Right.
can share that with anyone. Also, there are what we call learning artifacts. So there are 6 modules in this program, and at the end of every module, the participants will create a learning artifact that they can store
Yeah.
in an e-portfolio, so they can share that electronic portfolio digitally with future employers, with a current employer, so anyone that may be interested in looking at the evidence of what they actually can do. So I think that's a distinguishing way that we can look at this program. It's not just about knowledge.
Absolutely.
But it's about what they can do once they've completed the
I
program.
go back to
Right.
many years ago after college, and if in my industry, if you had an audio tape or a videotape in addition to your degree, I mean, you had proof that you could do the job.
Yes.
Exactly.
Talking about the same thing here.
That's
Right.
it.
That's. I
Yes.
mean, we want, and I would say in all of our programs and how we develop them, we want people to be able to go out and apply that right away.
Yes.
So. Exactly, we want them to succeed at what they're doing, not just walk out and say, okay, I took a class or I have this piece of paper.
Right.
It's now I can move to that next level because I've kind of closed that gap.
Right.
So,
Yes.
I guess if I'm interested as a result of watching this show so far, how confident can I be that there will be employment opportunities here in the area?
Oh, absolutely. We have some information that we got directly from Facebook, based on some research that says that there's going to be an anticipated 20% growth in this area of digital marketing and all of the different aspects of digital marketing. So companies, there for a while, they just wanted to get on social media. But now, not only do they want to get on social media and connect with their customers, with clients and other businesses, but now they want to analyze their marketing efforts. So you have to
bet.
have a whole toolkit, and growth in data analytics is just exploding.
You know what just occurred to me, because I'm in the marketing and advertising thing too, in addition to being on air. If you're a traditional advertising agency or marketing company, you could take this and really learn a lot and help yourself with your clients.
Absolutely. We actually
Yes.
work with an organization who does some work for us, and they're right in this. This is a sweet spot for them. It's going to allow them to enhance their skill set as well.
Yeah. You talked about the 6 modules? Is that what they are?
Yes.
Let me just throw them at you, maybe just a word or two about
Sure.
what we're talking about. Learning foundations and strategy of marketing is
Yes.
one of them. I guess that may be self-explanatory.
Yes.
Foundations, strategy.
Absolutely. So it's an introduction to the digital marketing field, and it gives people, a vocabulary to use. It exposes them to all of the aspects first that they are then going to take a deeper dive in the later modules.
So how long do these modules, how much time allotted to each? So if you do the 6, the
Yes.
certificate's there, right?
Yes,
so
absolutely.
How long does it take to do each one?
So each one is 4 weeks long, and we recommend that each participant spend at least 10 hours a week as they're going through each module.
That's reasonable if we're looking at nights and weekends primarily, and 15-minute breaks here and there.
Absolutely,
I
yeah.
agree. I was almost a completely online student from MCC all the way through my master's. So,
Wow.
it's an opportunity to, again, have it accessible, but make sure that you can find those skills to dedicate the time so you have the outcomes that are in our objectives.
Yeah.
What percentage of your educational experience was online, would you say?
All except for 3 classes.
Wow. including your master's.
including my master's.
So then after that, we go to marketing, content, strategy, and branding.
Right. So one of the biggest things that businesses do these days is they want to make sure that people actually understand who they are and what they're about. So when you're taking that module, then what you're doing is you're getting an understanding of what message should be sent and how that message should be structured and conveyed so that it actually connects with an audience, with a consumer or customer.
Yeah, so it's like your typical marketing. You need to know your target audience, and then of course that's how you develop your content.
Yeah. And then you've got to make it easy for people to act on the message.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marketing analytics and performance optimization.
Yes.
You mentioned that, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
That is a look at how well this is working.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
And you get into the bowels of computers for this stuff, right?
Yeah, some
or
of
programs.
it, yes. Some of it, and a lot of it is automated. So once you set it up in your digital marketing strategy, then a lot of it is just monitoring, the results that are coming in.
There's
So-
software for it, maybe.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's software for it. There's platforms that you can use to do that.
Social media marketing, we're talking Twitter,
Yes.
Facebook,
Yep. Instagram.
Instagram, all, and maybe how to coordinate all that, or
Yes, how to coordinate it, blogging, so all of the different tools that an organization might want to use to get their message out.
search and display advertising is the second to last.
Yes, yes, so that's the more visual component. So when you're engaging at a visual level, it's not just words, that you're typing into a Facebook message, but you might want to use video, you're going to be using images, illustrations, you might use animations, so it's that visual component that's so necessary now that people, have. It's so easy to create a video, anybody can do it, and so it is becoming a major form of communication.
See how she pointed at me like that?
Anybody can do it. Even Victoria can do it. I don't know if Kent can do it. Yeah, I can. I'm pretty.
That was not Freudian.
I'm pretty salty with some of this stuff. So yeah, I was just thinking that if you're a company in the area and you got somebody assigned to marketing, that person isn't necessarily equipped as well as someone who has this certificate. I mean, that would be a place maybe to add to the staff.
Absolutely.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
I would say, just from personal experience in Workforce Innovation Division, in what we do has been at MCC for many, many years, but our division was redeveloped in just maybe a little over 2 years ago. And so our social media presence is picking up. It's something that we started shortly after I arrived. And when you have somebody like me who thinks they know it all about social media and I'm out there posting, you really don't. There are so many great tools within these modules that will help make it more efficient, more effective, just because you have now a pathway into how to actually work social media in the right way instead of just seeing if it sticks on the wall when you post it out there.
So if you two are so good at this, why have you not followed me on Twitter, and why are we not Facebook friends for starters? I mean, this is
Right after this.
elementary,
yes,
right?
Yes.
We have to do that. And then the final
change that.
module is email marketing.
Absolutely, yes. So if you're going to do an email blast to all of your customers, then you need to know the proper way to do that.
Constant contact.
Yes,
one.
absolutely. Using the platforms and making sure that you don't come across as a nuisance, but you are actually providing value to the people that are going to be opening and reading that email.
So I'm watching the show, and I'm thinking, I'm going to look into this. What qualifications do I need to do this?
We don't have any prerequisites for the program because, you already mentioned that it starts with the foundations. So we are giving people everything that they need to get started in the field and then build those skills progressively. So there aren't any prerequisites. What I would say is that if you have an interest in social media, if you have social media accounts already, if that's part of your daily life, if you like technology, if you like online learning, if you're a self-directed person where you decide, I have made a decision that I'm going to do something, and you follow through with that you have a great capacity to be successful in this program. If you're interested in marketing and fascinated by the psychology of how to connect with individuals, then it's a great program for you.
Yeah. It just makes so much sense to approach it that way, and you'd think that maybe the traditional education would follow suit in that, why do I need a degree if I can do the job, you know?
Well, and I think that that's also interesting that you say that, because I'm sure that there are, even at MCC and at the four-year universities, there's components of this. I think the key is that we are here to meet students where they're at. They may be degree seeking, they may need something in the workforce quickly, or maybe they have already received their master's degree and now they want to learn a new skill. So I think the key here is that I think everybody is doing a little bit of this. This is more concentrated towards meeting the needs of a student who really wants to learn these skills to either get in the workforce or enhance what they're currently doing in the workforce.
Yeah, if I'm an employer, I'm going to immediately ask them to take this course.
Yes,
you know?
absolutely. Yes, if you have a marketing department and you want someone or several individuals to specialize in digital marketing, then this is a great way to enhance the strength of your marketing department.
Because everybody thinks they know how to do it. You know, everybody that's trying to do it and is doing it thinks they know all about it.
Yep. And we talk a lot about businesses, but I get involved with a lot of nonprofits in Omaha.
There you go.
And nonprofits really are meant to serve the community and provide this public value. You know, there's more and more budget going towards marketing, but a program like this will provide them, again, more efficient ways to do that, so they can tell their stories, so they can find new ways to generate fundraising opportunities to support their nonprofit. I think that is really a sweet spot as well. This is a great opportunity at a low cost for nonprofits to really grow their social presence.
Yeah, and I think it goes back to something that you said about sometimes if you're a nonprofit, you may have an individual in, like, let's say, accounts receivable that has also, oh, we're going to make you the social media person
Put that
also.
on Facebook,
right? Yes. Yes, so this gives them an opportunity to have someone that has some special expertise and knowledge in this field.
And I would think that if you want to think creatively as an employer and you're worried, well, I don't have a budget for another employee, you know, and you talked about entrepreneurs, if I take this and get good at it, I could peddle my expertise to businesses and you could take me on as a consultant kind of thing.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah, I don't see why not. That's just like learning any other skill. If you get really good at it and your proven techniques can be shown and delivered, especially with a digital badge, and you can show this, I don't see why not.
Yeah, very good. Couple of minutes left. Anything we haven't talked about that you want to share?
Well, one of the things that I think is a great feature of this program is that we are going to have industry practitioners that are teaching. So it's not someone who maybe have read a book about social media and is going to teach it, but these are people that on their daily job, their daily responsibilities in their employment, they are actually practicing what they're going to be teaching and sharing and helping others understand and learn.
Not necessarily instructors at MCC, but a group of people that you're working with that can provide that opportunity.
That are already in the digital marketing industry.
Right.
Victoria, anything else?
No, other than, we're really just trying to put our awareness of who Workforce Innovation Division is out there. We want to make sure that when businesses are finding that they have a gap in something with their positions where their employees are at or a skill set, we're here to listen and help them go through that needs assessment and figure out how we can help support them.
Good point. I mean, beyond this particular discussion about this digital marketing certificate, we want to make sure everybody understands that workforce innovation provides a lot of opportunity, really, for if you don't know about it, check it out.
Absolutely.
And where on the website would be the best way to find out about workforce innovation in general?
Sure. It's mccneb.edu/WID.
WID.
WID.
Workforce Innovation
Division.
Yes.
All right.
That's us.
Thank you, Kim, Victoria.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you for being with us on MCCTV. Our goal is to better acquaint you with the mission, the leadership, and the reach of the college. I'm Kent Pavelka for Metropolitan Community College.